So the current temperature in southern Maine is really playing a factor into the leading edge of this storm right now.
Yeah, and it's like eating away at the precipitation. And
it's out there.
It's out
just
there.
not
It's
doing
been hanging
anything.
around the New Hampshire border for a couple of hours thinking about what it wants to do, which is funny. Most people rush into Maine. Maine's great, but they're taking their time.
Like, I don't know about this York toll.
Yeah, they don't have the $3 or whatever it is. It's a 4 now. It's trying to get past here. But yeah, when I looked at the radar at 3, I thought, man, this thing's maybe a little bit faster than I thought it was going to be. But then it's been eaten away by the dry air at the surface. So you've got a temperature, then you've got a dew point. You've got to get those closer before you can get precipitation down in the ground. And so that's what's going on right now. It'll saturate pretty shortly, but it'll put us closer to the timeline I originally had for this storm as opposed to what it looked like with the radar just a few hours ago. So temperature right now, 35 in Portland. I just checked the mesonet. It's actually 36 at the Jetport. I care so much because it needs to stay a little bit warmer over southern and western Maine to eat up that initial round of snow along the coastline, or my map's going to have a bad time. So I think we're okay. Temperatures are still mild enough. And you can see that we do fight with that rain-snow line and ineffective snow through the first couple of hours of this storm. But I'd say by 9, 10 o'clock, we're cold enough everywhere, and we'll really start snowing quite heavily. And some of this is really going to be pasty. So that could get heavy. It's very kind of attractive snow. That was a weird way to say it. Pretty snow, but it does stick to everything. So if we get too much of this, we do have to watch it. But that snow's heaviest through the middle of the night, through the early morning hours. And then by the morning when, kind of most people are waking up, the heaviest will be into the mid-coast, into down East Maine. We lighten up a bit over southern and western Maine, and then we wait for this second upper level low to come through and give us one more hit of snow, which will be probably an inch, maybe an inch and a half on the high end, and then it moves out and we're done with this storm. So the map looks the same, 5 to 8 inches in the bullseye here. And again, we do still have the coast shaded, which I think is maybe the differentiator if you look at other maps, which you shouldn't. I'm very offended by it. But if you do, that's the only difference, is that we've shaded the coast, and it's because I believe that we're going to eat some of this snow at the onset. It's going to be just a little bit too warm. And the rest of it looks the same, 1 to 3 to Bangor and 1 to the north of that. You probably have heard we've got a couple of storms. Another one coming in Sunday night into Monday, and I was so close to making this map. I had it in my head, and then the European model shifted it way east and made it a coastal snowstorm, which was not what I had in my head. So we have to wait on this. There's definitely something there Sunday night, Monday, and there's another one Wednesday night, Thursday. So we are going to have an active week. And if it hits the way I initially looked at it, I could see the mountains realistically getting 3 feet of snow in the next week. But we have to nail down where that is and where the rain snow lines are. Should be able to do that tomorrow, hopefully, while this snowstorm is wrapping up. So it got real fast.
Yeah.
Yep.
Took a turn. All right.
We always have a week like that, at least.
Here it
At least
is.
1 week. Yeah.
We'll take it. Thank you, Keith.